and is a walkthrough
Mm-hmm.
with the course material I have like for each of sessions, starting with the core Java,
Okay.
and starting like in core Java we are covering the given topics which I am going to tell you. Like in introduction part, we are covering the history, how it how it came into picture, what required to like switch, because there was already programming languages which was already there, like C, C++, Python, Perl. What made like people in Sun Microsystem to get like invent altogether a new technology called Core Java. This I will be covering today in this demo session. And further, like all the Java technologies, what is the segregation between Java Enterprise Edition and the standalone edition and the mobile edition? So, what does all these terminologies mean in practice in the practical scenario?
Okay.
And then, of course, the like key features of the technology and advantages of using Java over other languages, and why Java is so popular nowadays. So, then I will be taking you to how to install and configuration the Java development environment, and what are the programming formats and keywords we use in Java. I mean, the Java language requisites. So I understand, both of you have programming language knowledge. I mean, somewhat like in C, C++.
Yeah, I did a little bit of C. That was long time back though.
So I mean, you have some knowledge about how the programming language works. Is it correct,
Yeah.
Kishore? Hello. Hello. Hi, Kishore. Are you there? For the introduction part. And when like later after that we will be going to the object-oriented programming concepts which Java is actually based on. There were before Java we have procedural programming languages. Actually, programming languages have different paradigms. I mean, how the compiler has designed, how the programming goes, and how the program is conceived in each types of paradigms. So, core Java is based on object-oriented programming paradigms. So, I will be going into what the basic of the object-oriented programming paradigms, and these are the components of like class, object, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. These are the topics which we are going to like. It is not from Java perspective, from general perspective, what these terminologies mean in real-time scenario. I will give you a walkthrough in this part, and after that, the language fundamentals, what are the Java data types, operators, assignments, variables, declaration, and maybe these terms are currently not understandable to you, or maybe. So I will be, when we are going through this, we will be covering the theory part. I mean, we'll be giving you, I'll be giving you introduction as well as programming knowledge, how it works and what these terms are exactly means in Java.
Okay.
So after that, we will be string processing is a very big part of Java. I mean, it's very important part because it is related to strings, like we said, the name of the string, and whatever we put into string as a string format, it is not like some other data type, because there it is altogether, it is related to memory, and the memory consists for a string is altogether has a different structure. So it is a very important part, and so I have covered it in another session, and it is going to be a very important session, because it has the very core part of Java, required some memory knowledge as well. So after that, this language fundamentals again, with now this will have some advanced topics. We have covered the theory knowledge of encapsulation, coupling, polymorphism, inheritance in object-oriented programming session, but in this we will be seeing how it is implemented in Java. And so in this session we will be doing the hardcore programming and seeing how this inheritance and encapsulation abstraction is going to be implemented, and what does it mean in Java, how it benefits the language Java. So after that, there is another very important topic in Java, which is introduced in Java 5.0, Java 5, we say Java 2. It is the latest version. It is the most stable version. So that is wrapper classes. It is again a data type. We will cover. It is again a simple data type in Java, and primitive types are being wrapped into classes. I will show you how it works. And then we have another topic called exceptions and assertions. It is core Java part. In C, there is no such exceptions. Like if like something doesn't work out, something you have written is not correct, so it will give you exception, or something your program, like when you see when you start working on some process called Word or any process you want to you start it, but something goes wrong, some memory exception happens, something either input output is not available. Suppose we were requiring mic for this presentation. Mic was not available, or it was faulty. So this is the exceptional case, because the mic should be there according to this WebEx program. So if I take you this WebEx as program, there are certain parameters which is expected to arrange this meeting. So if any of these programs, any of these requirements does not match with the program's requirement, so it will throw you an exception saying this hardware or software is not working properly. So you have some backup plan to resolve these exceptions. So that is how that's what it means in exceptions and assertions in core Java. It means like you have written a program that is not working in a expected way, or which way you have expected. So we have some methodology to cover it, and how to throw it, how to throw exceptions, and how to catch it in a understandable way. So all these topics are covered in this slide.
Okay.
Now this is a new topic included in Java 2, which was again Java 1.5. These topics are generics and collections. This generic collections is actually was introduced in Java 1.2 only, but generics was introduced in Java 1.5. So and it has collections also had some new classes included in Java 1.5. So this is actually again designing Java, like when you design enterprise application, or so we have several classes which is going to be working in a several tasks you have. Suppose you have a task for calculating arithmetic, doing an arithmetic operation. So you this arithmetic operation you have is like addition or subtraction, or you are not aware of whether this arithmetic operation is going to be on some float parameters, or some integer parameters. Integer means like simple 1, 2, 3, 4, or float, or 1.2 or something like decimal, which includes decimals, or we have some other parameters like we are doing some logarithmic operations, or you are not aware of it. You simply know that you have some addition, subtraction, and multiplication functions, arithmetic operations. So what you do, you will simply write these operations as your procedure, what logic you know, and then you make it as a template. I mean, you will make it as a template and expect anything to be passed into it, and it will perform the expected operation. So that is what generic is all about. And core Java, it is included in 1.5 because earlier they do not have that much of memory, and the other versions were not that much stable. So and of course, in collections part, we have different types of collection. In Java has this usual package, and all the collections is in there, and they have some other concurrent collections as well, and that we will be covering in very advanced Java.
Okay.
Now this is again inner classes. This is your inner classes are again a Java pattern of declaring a classes. We will show you how when it comes to the programming. Now you have multi-threading. Multi-threading is very important topic in core Java, because Java, the very advantage of Java, using Java over other languages like C, C++, because it allows to write a program, write a process, to make like multi-threading process. Multi-threading means concurrent processes. You can execute 4 or 5 programs at the same time. So what does it mean? I mean, because we do not have like on single processor machine, it is not possible, because our processor is one. We only have one processor machine here. This can be. I mean, it is not entirely true that we are exactly executing multiple programs at a time. Even if you like having this presentation, I have opened a PowerPoint presentation and the DAX application at the same time. So does it mean our OS is multi-threaded? Yes, in a sense, it has the mechanism to switch the memory area and the input-output requirement between 2 processes very easily. I mean, it has the mechanism. It is not to make the arrangements for executing 2, 3 programs simultaneously. Simultaneously means to share the processor, with 2, 3 programs simultaneously. This is again Windows OS facility. It has nothing to do with any language. So now Java has taken this thing to a next level. Like when we are designing our application, we can execute multiple tasks at the same time. At the same time means like in a concurrent manner. Like we have made the arrangements to share the processor with two, three threads at the same time. So we will be showing you how Java does it in this topic with Java multi-threading. So I/O stream is a very important topic. Again, it has how you open a file using Java language, or how you write a file in a Java language, and like what are the machine how do you convert your object into machine codes, and to open a file, what are the parameters you require. This is very programming oriented slide. There is no such theory knowledge involved, so we will be covering it entirely with showing you programs, how to write a file, and what file you want, and image. There is a specific image writing I/O in Java, then package in Java. So we'll be covering all these topics in this. Next to that, this is a very important part of the Java, memory management and garbage collection. So you see, if like you have knowledge of C, C++, or garbage collection, they do not have like whatever you create like whatever your program creates a new object, and whatever amount operations you have done. Of course, the operations you are first executing using any of the language is going to take place in your main memory area, that is your RAM, correct? So when you were using C, C++ to design any of your operations, they did not have mechanism to clear the main memory area. I mean, it will be there till the OS allows it to be there, and after that, it does not have any mechanism to clear that area. After that, use has you have to do it manually. You have to be very vigilant to like what you have created. After you create it, if that thing is not required, you have to delete or destroy that object manually. You have to write code for that. Now, Java has this advantage. You have to write anything for like taking care of the memory, the RAM I'm talking about. So this Java has mechanism to take care of it, all the part on its own. So, and how the object is being maintained in main memory. What are the data structure? What are the algorithms which is being followed for this memory management? So, this we will be covering in this data structure part. Data structure is very important part in the computer programming, and in the software designing itself. So I will be giving you brief introduction about the data structure and what all data structure, the basic data structures required to do the core Java operation is used in core Java. And then how the program is being loaded into main memory in Java. So we will be doing in both class loader and JVM. JVM is I will tell you after this introduction. Then object structure, what is the object structure and memory allocation, and how garbage collection works. Garbage means useless data which is not going to be used in any of your operations, which you have created, but now you do not need it. So Java, as I said earlier, that Java has this mechanism to clear out the memory area. Now how it works, so I'll be telling you in this garbage collection, and then use of finalized method is again a Java programming language requirement. So that is all for the core Java part. Shankar, do you need any other thing to be covered, or do you have any questions regarding this course structure?
No, I think it's good for me.
Okay. Okay. So now I will be showing you.
Julika, how many days does the content take to finish?
I have created this slides according to the sessions. So these are 12 slides, and these are supposed to be finished in 12 sessions.
Okay. So, how many hour sessions are there?
Our session is that this is Rini Consulting will be telling you how many hours it will take, but I'll try. It is as of my knowledge, it is going to be 1 hour session. So and I suppose it is, if it is little extended, then 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hours or something. It's
Okay.
like we some topics are entirely programming language based. So it's like we are covering all the programming aspects of the language. It will take more than 1 hour, of course. So it will be like little more than 1 hour. So can I switch to with the J2E course material we have?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay. So now when we after we have covered and the Java core Java part, like we are accustomed with the Java programming language. Then we move to the advanced Java part. Advanced Java means what Java exactly does and what are enterprise applications, how it is being made, and so again, the same pattern which I have followed for my core Java course, and how the J2E came into picture, what are the initial phases of J2E application, and what are the types of J2E application, and how to develop. I will be giving you one example, a sample project of for developing this J2E application, and other prerequisites with the designing one example project. So this is it for the introduction part. Now this is JDBC. It is very important for we almost no enterprise application is can be think of without connecting it to database. We have a backup for whatever application we are making. We are dealing with some kind of data. We are either reading it or we are storing it or doing the both. So for that we require some database, some RDBMS tools. It is again a software to you can what we have files and in other formats we have some files and everything. So those are methods of data storage, but you can have connect to file and read the file using the Java I/O. Now JDBC is in terms of database data storage softwares which we particularly known as RDBMS tools, Relational Database Management System. These are like, for example, MySQL, Oracle, DB2, PostgreSQL. So these are the some examples of databases, RDBMS tools, which is very popular nowadays. So we connect our application to these softwares, and what are the prerequisites to connect to third-party software, because RDBMS is not part of any of the RDBMS is not part of our Java programming language. They have their own setup, they have their own way of running a program, they have their own language that is called SQL queries. So how our Java application is going to be compatible with that application? Because it is again a third-party tool, which is not going to change its way of working according to our program. So there has to be one middleware which understands Java, and then it understands the RDBMS tools as well. So their language and our language Java. So this middleware API is known as JDBC in Java, JDBC. So we are covering this introduction part, and what is the architecture, and what are the types of JDBC drivers we have, and of course we are going by developing an example application using JDBC. So this is all for the JDBC. Then we have web containers. Now what web containers mean? Like when we are making a web-based application, like whichever application you see, say Gmail or Google, these are all Java-based applications. Now Google has where it is being hosted, how it understands, because it is working on a web internet, which is internet it is vastly based on HTTP protocol. So how Java understands the HTTP protocol, how it interprets whatever message you are sending from your browser to some Java application which is existing somewhere. Now, where this Java application is being maintained, then web container comes into the picture. Web container is again a third-party tool. It is, but it understands Java. It has to understand Java, and it also understands and interprets the HTTP protocol, and is different methods of HTTP protocol. So we will be covering some web containers like Tomcat and JBoss in this web containers topic, and I'll be showing you how by creating a web application. So after that, we will dive straight into the servlet programming, which is very which was the base of how it is started being a J2E application. The servlet programming and applet programming was one of those. Now applet is, I will not say it is obsolete, but since servlet programming has evolved so much that applet programming has taken a backseat. It only requires when some of the applications which we make, where we need to take the control of the user's machine. Again, this is not very friendly environment, but this is required when we make a very secure kind of application like banking application. They have some aspect and use for applet programming. Now, in servlet programming, this has been evolved so much over the time. it has almost all the features of applet programming except the and it is being it is using the already in place the HTML programming languages and the HTML script and JavaScript and other scripting language. So the people who are not comfortable with Java language can also work with the application which is using servlet programming, because the UI part is being taken into HTML and JavaScript. So we will be making a simple servlet programming. Of course, this slide has very vast topics like session tracking, how you maintain a state management of user, how you recognize the user which has requested to you, which has sent you request in past, and now again he's sending a request. So all this session tracking and cookies and URL rewriting. Suppose you have written some URL and this URL is you have some hidden message. You do not want to disclose your application URL. So these URL you can hide behind some pseudo URL which is user is going to see, but the actual URL which you are going to hit in your application is something different. So you see in your most of the social networking has this private URL sort of functionality where you see your username in your URL, or you create your private URL with say even in LinkedIn gives you the private URL name. So that kind of functionality will be covering with the URL rewriting and filters and listeners. They are again this is included in servlet programming, but it is not actually a servlet. Filters are different things from servlet. And then web security. I mean, there are other security tools, but how you do it using J2E Java programming, how you secure your application, implementing the SSL encrypted application in your in your own application. So we will be doing it in using some sample application. And this is JSP and JSTL. This is again evolved part of servlet. So it has some, you can make, it is a similar to servlet. We'll be making, because it, servlet has core Java programming, and JSP incorporated both Java programming plus HTML plus JavaScript. So it is more user-friendly. People who are not accustomed to Java programming can also make a JSP. They can also write a JSP without when you go with enterprise application making, you have one web designer and then web developer. So web designer is not necessarily need to know all about the Java programming. He can simply make JSP using all his HTML knowledge and the JavaScript knowledge. And the web developer writes the background Java code in other Java classes. And from JSP, you call those Java classes if required, or if not required, then you simply submit your application to that Java class, background logic. So we will be covering the Java JSP lifecycle and everything in this session. In very later part, we'll give a brief introduction about the Hibernate and the versions right now, though Hibernate 4 is already there and being used widely, but the Hibernate 3, it has no more changes from Hibernate 3, so we will be covering Hibernate 3 as our base version, and what are the changes being made from 2.1 to 3.4 and other object. So these in introductory parts we will be covering all those version comparison and what is Hibernate all about, and what is object relational mapping, the design process behind the Hibernate, and Hibernate architecture, how it works, and JPA is again Java-based. Hibernate is not a part of Java, though it is based on Java programming language, but it has not Sun Microsystem tools. It is it has been designed by Hibernate is JBoss. JBoss is their proprietary of Hibernate library, and JPA is the core Java persistence API, which Java has introduced in their J2E paradigms. So how you persist your objects in database and how you interact. It is one layer above the JDBC. JDBC is the core part where this third party is interacting with the Java language, your application using this middleware called JDBC. Now, one layer has more there is one more layer between your Java application. Then there is this JPA, Java Persistence API, and your JDBC, and then Java database. I will be covering covering all these relation between these 3-4 layers, showing you an example how it works. Now these are the design patterns. Design patterns are it is nothing to do. It is just simple theory. I will definitely be giving you the examples how the design patterns work within your application. This is advanced part of this Java. It is like how you make your application, and in like how you design your application are types of what are the patterns we follow in industry. What are the design patterns we follow to design our application? We follow some sort of a structure to design an application. Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry. So we have different design patterns included in our application, and we follow design patterns according to requirements, which comes into picture while making the application. So these are the most popular design pattern which any application is based on: singleton, factory, decorator. And if you heard about this Spring framework, this uses the factory pattern of like implementing things. And then if you have heard about the struts, then it follows the MVC pattern, model view controller pattern. So there are, then we'll be moving on to giving you a brief introduction about the Spring and the core part of the Spring, which is like inversion of control and dependency injection, showing you an example. And what is the Spring technology stack? Because Spring itself is a very big, large topic. It itself requires a specialty. So it requires prerequisite which is knowledge of Java programming language. Then you should have knowledge of somewhat XML, like understanding of XML. I'll show you how it works. Though nowadays we use annotation in Spring, but like annotation is hello.
Yes.
So annotations are introduced in Java 1.5. So we in Spring that annotation topic is being incorporated. But I'll be giving you one application example of Spring, how it works, and why we require Spring. This is a third-party language. This is Apache based. Apache owns this Spring framework, and they are the creators of Spring. And Struts. Struts is also Apache thing. It is a library which we use in our application to make our like it is a web-based application. Spring was not the entirely web-based application, web-based library. Spring has different modules. Say you have a different module, say for database connectivity. Then they have for different APIs for messaging, like interact web services, and this ORM part, and they have this core functionalities of how your project or object lifecycle you want to maintain. So all these aspects were there in Spring. You can use the Spring framework in your standalone application, which you are going to make a simple, say, desktop-based application. So in that application also you can use the Spring framework. But Struts is entirely web-based application. Struts has a you cannot use this Struts in your desktop application. It is a HTTP-based protocol-based, which required a web container, and it is Struts MVC is when we talk about MVC. MVC is nothing but a design pattern. It says as model view controller design pattern. So this design pattern is used in our web-based application for showing our business logic on the view part, and then the controller takes care of the interaction between the view and our business logic. So Struts has is that sort of framework, and we have Struts 1 and Struts 2. Struts 1. Still we are using Struts 1 in very vast applications, but Struts 1 and Struts 2 is entirely different. I mean, it is very different. They have removed almost everything and changed everything in Struts 2. Struts 1 was very lengthy, has very lengthy processes to implement, and Struts 2 is very just write one class and you are ready to go and do some configuration based thing. So Struts 2 was that. And now how the validation, because earlier we like the core validations, like you must have seen, you see some, you go for some registration part on some website. They have some validations included for your validating your email ID or username or your password. There are some patterns they want to validate according to. So these patterns we usually take if your application is not that much secure. You do not need some security, or you are just you just need data. In that case, you go with your JavaScript validation function. But if your application requires JavaScript validation can be hacked anytime. So because it is a browser based, you can see what functions have written, and you can change those functions. So it is not secure. But when you need a very secure type of validation, and then it has to be a server-based validation, where server-based means it is not JavaScript, it is not happening in the browser where user is accessing your website. So you will be validating the data in your server side. Now, validating data, I mean, this again a very cumbersome task, because you will have multiple calls unnecessarily. Where sometimes user has not filled proper data, then you are going to your server and doing some operation, for executing some operation, writing some operation. And writing those operations again a very tricky part, because you have to anticipate where a user can go wrong. So there will be n number of switch cases, or say if and but included in your programming. So it will be very complicated. So Struts provides that facility to validate you just need to give some instruction over what field is what type, and what kind of validation you require on that field. So Struts has those validations. And now the web services. This is next generation thing. And in earlier days, we have RMIs in very initial phases of Java and Internet, when Internet was not that much evolved, or say it was very expensive for that. But then we had the network. We did not have the www, World Wide Web, but we had the network. We had the network programming. So RMI was the one aspect of Java programming where we had some program which is executing on some remote location. We want to hit that program. We want to communicate with that program. So we were using RMI for that. Now there was one limitation using RMI, that both of the programs should be on the Java-based platform. So if that program is not Java-based, so we could not communicate with that program. So that limitation has been overcome with web services. Now you can talk to any of the application you want using the web services, because it communicates using XML based. XML is accepted for any of the programming language. It is again a new technology. It is not entirely new, but it has been in market from quite some time. So it is again a similar kind of markup language like HTML. I will be giving you brief introduction in this, how it works and what are the XML parsers and everything. We will be covering those in web services. I will be showing you types of web services, how this service-oriented architecture is a SOA architecture we call in our application nowadays, because everybody is providing some service, and we do not need to write code for each and every thing. We can use and consume some of the services which is being provided by some other businesses. Like if you want to need a stock update, stock market update, you do not need to create a new stock market application. There are already plenty of stock market application in market. You just need to consume. You just need to ask for some data. So for that, you do not need to make a new application. You just make a communicative your application little program for communication between your application and to that stock market application. You will be receiving your required data, and your work is done, and you can process further with that data. So that is it, and the concept, and also the SOAP is a new protocol which is being introduced with the web service. There is a REST type web service, also RESTful web services we say. So this is it for the J2E course material. Do you have any questions?
No, I think we're okay.
Do you want to include any topics which you feel I have missed?
Not right now. Maybe if we come up with some new topics, then we can talk about on the class.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, actually, I have given a few topics to Priya, so I don't know if I think she shared it with you, I guess, right?
Sorry?
I have given a few topics to Priya.
Yes, I have maintained those topics in my, like you have requested for Struts2 web services and
Yeah, Hibernate.
So, yes, Hibernate. So we are covering those topics in our presentation. So, but since these topics are too big to be covered in entire session, so we'll be giving you introduction about how it works and how it goes, and also it requires your hands-on knowledge of developing an application. So even if I tell you about the intricacies of Spring framework, you may not understand the entire usability of Spring. So
Yeah. So what is required is if you give some introduction and give some homework.
Example, yes, exactly.
So
that's
that
what
way
I meant. Yes.
So, yeah, I know it's very tough to cover everything in Java, but at least the few topics which are in demand or which we need during the Java, job, that should be good.
Yes. So this is it. I mean, this is I have included. I'll be giving you each of the topics with an example, and will give you homework as well and how you go with configuration and everything. So that for sure I will be giving you inputs. So I have also this Hibernate and.
How many sessions do you think it will take altogether? What we have decided, according to your knowledge? I think there might be some sessions extra or plus or minus. What do you feel?
I have designed these. I mean, according to, as I've said earlier, with sessions only, but these are the 11 slides. It will take 15 sessions covering all Spring and everything. No worries, we if like something is being like we are leaving some of this, we can spend like some more time in session. We can take like bigger sessions for like more than 1 hour on weekend if required.
Yeah. So total it will be at least 30 sessions, right?
Yes, 30 sessions, including Core Java and J2E.
Okay, so no problem. Okay, I will also talk to Priya. I will also talk to my consultant, and yeah, Priya, are you there?
Yes.
Bye now.
Thanks. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Tulika. Good night, Kishore. Good night, Shankar.
Right.
Thank you so much for the presentation.